Well, this week, of course, we've seen some pretty spectacular poll findings, research that point to a reform Nigel Farage government if there was an election now. But this has been backed up in many ways by a big series of local by-elections that were held this week. And please, guys, do spread the word by hitting the thumbs up. It really does help out the video. It really does help out the channel. Now, we start off in Essex, where you can see here, it's a reform gain, reform going from nowhere to over 40% of the vote. And just look at that Labour percentage. Labour absolutely collapsing. Then we look at Sheffield. You can see here a reform gain from Labour. The Liberal Democrats actually in second place there. But look again at that Labour percentage of the vote, and indeed the Conservative percentage of the vote there. The Conservatives down massively to just 6%, a reform gain from Labour. In Rosendale, you see here again, reform winning here, close to 50% of the vote. So a string of reform gains. Meanwhile, in Stevenage, very interesting here, Labour holding on, their vote share down slightly, but it's reform now the main challenger, the Conservatives miles behind there. The Conservatives did hold on in South Staffordshire. You can see there the Labour percentage of the vote absolutely collapsing, and reform close to 40% of the vote. In Chorley, you actually had a Conservative gain from Labour, but the Conservatives doing that with a reduced vote share. And again, reform performing very well, over 30% of the vote there. Labour down massively. In Greenwich, you did actually see a Green gain from Labour there. The Greens up massively. Labour again collapsing, and reform at 16% there ahead of the Conservatives. In Mid-Devon, not sure what happened with the Conservatives here. I don't think they even stood a candidate. You can see here the Lib Dems comfortably winning there. Labour collapsing, and again reform on close to 30% of the vote. And finally, in Rother, you can see here the Liberal Democrats down significantly, but holding on there with reform in second place, and the Conservatives in third. Their support down there as well, and Labour support down also. So pretty clear trend, I think you're seeing there, that the reform performances in the national polls are being backed up in actual votes, in actual local by-elections. Please do let me know your thoughts on all of that, though, in the comments below, guys. Please do head over to Heathen News to check out my Substack, where you can read all my articles and stay in touch with me. And of course, as ever, guys, cheers for watching.